What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Zone Delium server. So, I know it's been a little while since our last episode. We had a few issues here on the server. Some things got a bit corrupted. Had to roll some stuff back, and I lost a whole bunch of prep work, which included filling in a decent amount of this building so that we're nice and safe. It's a work in progress, a little bit every day. Out back, I've got our farm in place. We got ourselves some industrial hemp, which will be useful later on. Some carrots and potatoes, good food source. And some rice and wheat. And creepers. They grow in abundance around here. So then, what are we going to do today? Well, since our home is more or less secure, I thought we could get to work on knocking out a bunch of advancements. So, I'm going to start us off right here at the top for bottom of the barrel. I'll borrow this here crafting bench. Plop her down over here. And as I said, I got ourselves some prep work done in advance. So, your standard clay barrel, like so, unfired. Here we are. Let's go stick this in our little kiln over here. Like so. We already made the clay barrel extensions when we had to make the melter, but I don't know if it's going to count it or not. Probably should. Don't see why it wouldn't. If it doesn't, though, we've got the clay right here we need to do it. Next up, we have Hunter Be Hunted. This is a handy little add-on that allows you to make a dimension that's permanently night. Simply surround a sword by a whole bunch of logs, and there we are. Now, I'm not going to actually make this portal here, because we have public access portals over at spawn. So, I crafted those simply for the sake of finishing off that advancement. Grab our clay barrel. And it did not accept the extensions. Not a problem. Like so. And, oop, wrong one. Okay. As I have nothing else to do with this, I'll stick it right there, and it'll finish in its own time. Okie doke. Now those barrels, clay barrels, hold significantly more water than the wooden barrels that we crafted earlier in Age 0. So, if you want to store water at home in Age 1, that's an easy way of doing it. Let's see. Next up, we have the basin. This thing makes crafting leather and things like glue, or, well, not glue, that's made in a cauldron, flour, and eventually slime much easier. The basin is just some logs and sticks, like so. Namely, 5 logs and 3 sticks. And there we are. Put this down right here. And I'll demonstrate how to use this. Well, I was going to say later on. I suppose I could do it now if I've got the materials. We could do a little bit of leather. 2, 3 of this. Do I have some salt on me? Not seeing any, but there's some in the lake bed right behind our house. There we are. We're going to need that fluid bladder as well, because we can't pick up water yet. Crafted items chest. fluid bladder. Do I want to pull it from here? Don't know if I do. I'm actually going to grab it from down here. If I... No, won't let me. Okay. Ah, let me grab it there. I'll do my best to fill that back in once I have access to buckets. Anyway, you can fill this up with about 3 or 4 layers of water to it. Then you can add in 3 of whatever it is you're trying to craft. 1 reagent. And you simply right click, stir it I believe 3 times. And 3. And you get the item you want. Much faster. Go ahead and pop those in there. Let's stick our salt and bones in there for now. I bet our clay barrel extensions are done by now too. And there we are. Alrighty. Probably have to place these to get the thing right. Yep, gotta place it on the barrel. Okay. Alright, next up. Channel. This thing relates to the smeltery system that we have going on here. Oh, and the bricks are over here, I believe. Yep. So the channel is 5 bricks, like so. Gives you 3 of these. We're also, while we're here, going to need a spout for our melter. This will help extract the fluids, as well as a casting table and a casting basin. The basin will let you craft things into blocks. I'm going to have to create some more of those. The table is just done the other way around, and that lets you do casts of different types. But casting is a bit above our technology level at the moment. So, pop that, oop, shift and click that there, and there we are. You can use the channels to run these along the top of multiple casting barrels. Say I put this 1 block lower, ran the casting, the channels above it, then I would pour this directly into the channel and fill everything up that the channel connects to. Right. I never bother using these though. So put that away. Put this away for now too. And our refined items in there. Alright, what do we got next? The anvil. Once we get into making things like ingots and plates and things of that nature, we're going to need to turn those. Well, I'll have to turn the blocks into ingots by smashing them with this here anvil. Gives us the hammer for free. Like so. And do I have any extra drying racks? Yep. Place that there, like so. There we are. Well, that really blends in well. Well, we'll demonstrate the use for this once we actually have some metal to work with. Oh, it's getting dark out. I still got a few minutes. Next up, what do we got? We already crafted our hode in order to begin our farm over there. Next up, the dung pipe. Let's see. If memory serves, this is something like so. Yep, dung pipe. Placed on the side of an inventory, this thing will just start dumping all the items out of it. I've never actually found a good use for this, but who knows, maybe we'll do some experimenting with it later. See what we can figure out. And I'll put this drying rack away too. And let's see if we can't sleep the night through. This will take 1 or 2 other people in order to actually get the night passed. Sounds like someone's charging their Necronomicon. Oh, look, there we go. Marvelous. Alright, back to crafting. What do we got next in our advancements? We have the Prospecting Dowsing Rod. Helps us locate ore samples. 3 logs, 2 sticks. Like so. We're going to be gathering ourselves some ores later on in this episode. I'm going to just demonstrate how that works then. Next up, a bed. Something to advance from our teepee. We're going to take some hay barrels. And some leaves. Went and forgot about my leaves. But we got a set of shears right here. And plenty of handy leaves. Can I have my leaves, please? There we go. All right. First, we turn our wheat into hay bales. One of the only compression recipes that actually work. And there we go. Straw bed. Once we place it, it's placed for good. So, we can go ahead and set that right there. Next up, the plum. Since we don't have any way of hitting the typical F4 screen and seeing our coordinates, we have no idea what our actual Y level is. So, in order to make this, we're going to need... We need to make some bolt of string first. Requires a bolt, which is... Oh, somehow I lost a stick in the process. Like so. Oh, there's a stick here. Mysterious. Alright. That gives us a spindle. Use that spindle. Craft one of these. I didn't think I was actually going to consume the spindle. 1, 2, 3. Spindle again. Like so. And 2 of these. And a rock. Plum. Ah, didn't consume the spindles. That's just kind of annoying, actually. This thing is super easy. Oop. Simply right-click on the ground. Tells you your Y level. And the depth is below sea level. So, plop these in here. Don't need the shears. Don't need the spindles either. Don't need this. Well, what can I use this leaf block for? Anything interesting? Nothing interesting. Absolutely nothing. Go away. Alrighty. What's next? Ah, apiaries. Now you guys might have noticed over here, I've had bees for quite a while. Like, probably close to episode 1. I've had these bees just hanging around. Never used bees in this mod pack. I think it's a more recent addition. But maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they only recently added it to the advancements list. Apiary will increase the radius of which, or the speed at which our crops grow. As I said, I've never used it before, so this is a learning experience for me at the same time. free flesh. So then, 1, 2, 3, 4. Place that right there. Put a bee inside. And put 4 bees inside. I'm not sure if I need to put honeycomb in there if they make it themselves. And put this flower over here or something, I guess. Don't know if they need to actually have access to flowers or not. So, yeah. Best as I can tell, it's working. Let's hope. While I'm here, might as well harvest all this. Rice is a really good food crop for increasing your grain level, because rice can be eaten even when you're at full hunger. Who knows when I'll actually decide to use hay bales for some type of build, so, you know, wheat's good to have. We can make bread with it later. You can also get an early form of slime using rice as well. Another good reason that's a good crop to have in your gardens. And as we go up in, what would it be called? Hang on, brain fart. Up in ages, we'll have better automation for our farms. But for now, we're doing things oh, we're not cavemen anymore. I'm not sure what you'd call this. We're doing things the Stone Age way. Alright. Now, I also swung by the shop and got ourselves some industrial hemp. Just because I find these seeds easier to work with than the hemp that you'll find out in the wild. That right there, that's hemp. You have to grind that up in your mill to get hemp fibers, whereas these give you hemp fiber immediately upon being broken. I think the ratio might be a bit better with that particular type of hemp, but the extra steps that doesn't make it worth it. So if you have a good way of automating that and you feel like going to the effort, well, who knows? One little buggy thing is that sometimes these things just don't want to grow. So don't hesitate to just break them all. Get everything nice and reset. There we are. Ooh, going a bit fast. And get all this replanted. Now this hemp isn't going to be immediately useful, but towards the end of the age, you'll actually have a use for it. And I've got a little planting box right here. I'm keeping everything our farm produces, as well as some other things that are farming related. Just to make sure our inventory stays nice and organized. Alright, we got our apiary in. What's next? We made the dung pipe, but maybe we actually have to put it on something. And we have to set up that clay barrel. Let's see, what's a chest? That'll work. Let's plop this in here. And you can see it just starts dumping all the items out very rapidly. That's enough of that. Some sugar cane that our strainers produce. Put that away. clay barrel. Put you here. Extension. Oop. Can't pick it up. Can I break it? Yep, it can be broken. Good to know. Alright, that's that done. Now then, our next advancements are all about getting ores. Put this stuff away. Let's get our dowsing rod out. And the field manual that came with it. I don't know if I've ever actually read this. I'll leave that up to you if you feel like doing so, but I kind of already know how this works, and it's pretty easy to demonstrate. But let's see if we can't do that in the daytime. Oh, and we can sleep in our new bed. Alrighty. Nighttime has passed. Finally got someone to help sleep. Right then. So, we need to go get ourselves some ores. We only have access to 3 in this age: copper, tin, coal. Now before we go out, a little bit of advice. Bring with yourself some logs and your totem knife. We'll see why in a second. I'll grab my atlas, open her up. I've already looked around my general area and scouted out a few ore samples that are nearby. Now, before we had our little error that happened on the server and it had to roll back, I had explored this whole area over here and most of this area over here. In all of that, I only found a single coal sample. So, I'm a bit unlucky with my ore placement in this area. But anyway, I think that is, what, tin, and copper. Let's go grab the closest tin deposit. Hello, Skilly Bob. Whoa, what was that? I probably hit a cactus or something of that nature. Ah, there it is. Alright, so this is what an ore sample looks like. He's just chilling. Head banging. Living the good life. Right, anyway. Ore sample. So the dowsing rod is used to locate where the actual ore vein is. So I click on the ground, nothing of interest within 48 blocks directly below me. Which is this way of telling me that if I dig down 48 blocks, I'm not going to find the ore. It can be anywhere in the chunk that it spawns in. Now, that's not true. So we bring up chunk borders. See, here's the ore deposit right here. Little handy tip, or maybe a cheaty trick. That depends on your perception of things. There's nothing over here, because the ore always spawns in the center of the chunk. So bring up your chunk borders, go to the yellow line, dig straight down. You know, not the best of Minecrafting advice, but I actually don't often have problems with it. So, I'm going to go straight down from here. Come on, server, work with me here. Here we go. And here we are. Grab some of this. And we got our achievement. Now, the reason... See, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Go one more. 6. Alright. And we'll knock out this right here. It is so slow with a stone pickaxe, but that's all we got. Come on. And there we are. And now, why we brought our logs with us. Plop one of these down. Base. And buffalo. I'm going to go 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got super dark. 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the maximum buff that you can get out of this. And this gives me haste 2 within about a, I think it's like 9 block radius around the totem pole. Ooh, haste 3 actually. Now, much easier to mine all this stuff up. So, there's my little tip. Whenever you're out doing this in the early ages, get yourself some free haste 3. Now, of course, it's going to take me quite a while, even with haste 3, to get through all this with a stone pickaxe. So, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. I'll be back with you in a moment. Alrighty, and that's it. That's the whole ore vein. That took a while. Oh boy. And this gives you a general idea of just how big these things are. Minus a couple of cobblestone here and there to repair my pickaxe. Take this with me. And now we find ourselves at the bottom of a semi-deep hole. So I'm just gonna slash top onto a tree. Now another thing to keep in mind, each one of these little ore samples actually gives you the sample. I also recommend picking these up if for no other reason than to just be courteous to your neighbors. Because no one wants to be looking around for an ore sample for forever, see one on the ground, be like, oh yay, and then nope, it's already been mined out. So I always make sure I clean up any leftover ore samples if I've cleared out a vein. Come on. Breaking those blocks with block lag was an experience. And here's an idea of what you can expect to get out of a vein. The results may vary, give or take. Alrighty. Well, we've already gone a bit over time for today, so I'm going to call this episode here. I hope you've all had a great time, and I hope you can all join me again for another episode here on the Zone Delium server. Until then, thank you, and good night.